Hey, everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Shirley Strawberry, Steve Harvey, and the strawberry letter that happened today. Listen, that strawberry letter was really an apology letter, okay? Shirley had to apologize to Steve and Marjorie. That's what that strawberry letter was about. Because normally in a strawberry letter, the person is telling their whole truth and nothing but the truth, saying, look, dear Steve and Shirley. Okay, I got a husband, married to him 8 years. Now he's locked up. My daughter is accusing him of touching her. This, that, and the other. Her strawberry letter did nothing of the such. It talked about, how she talked about Steve and Marjorie and brought them into her mess. And she's so sorry, okay? The whole thing was really an apology to Steve and Queen Marjorie. But you know what? Forget about that apology or a strawberry letter for one moment. Steve Harvey blacked out. He blacked out people. Blacked out on the bloggers. Called us bottom feeders. And listen, I'm going to throw myself in the bunch, right? He called us bottom feeders. He said most of the people that are kind of, and I'm paraphrasing, exploiting this situation, he said they're all black bloggers. He said it takes us hundreds and thousands of views to make a nickel, saying we're hateful, we're low life, okay, and we're messy, and this is black people doing it to black people. Well, listen, guys, let me say this: is Monique the comedian not black? Did he stand by Monique when she was having issues? I'm just checking. Was his ex-wife Mary? He has a couple, but wasn't she black? Did he not take her son and said she was not fit to be a mom, so forth and so on? Was she not black? Now I get it. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of good points he made when he was speaking, and I totally understand. But don't be bashing us. Don't be throwing rocks when you live in a glass house too. But anyway, guys, we're going to get more into this strawberry letter / apology right after this. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quickly, and we'll listen to it together and break down this strawberry letter. Let me see. I hope y'all able to hear, because it's pouring for me on my side today. And the weight is like pounding on my window. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but let's go ahead and play. The strawberry letter.
Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus amount required. 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms.
Why you should make sure you use EasyCater. It's one.
When we're dealing with gossip, rumor, and here.
I'm obsessed with the Drop app. Everyday shopping at places like Ulta.
I had to cue it up. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had to cue it up.
Well, Steve, the time has come, so let's just get to it. We're going to address what's been trending.
Well, here's the deal. We decided to just address it since it's out there. You know, it's one thing when we're dealing with gossip, rumor, and hearsay. That's one thing. You know, I've dealt with this for years. But when it's not gossip and it comes from, you know, a reliable source, then it turns into something different. And so, you know, all of this trending stuff and all this here. And so after some deliberation, we got together. Now, here's the deal about this strawberry letter. I have no idea what Shirley's going to say. I told Shirley that it was up to her how she wanted to address it. You know, I did go along with this as an idea. I'm not saying I didn't do that, because we talked about it as a radio family and decided this may be the best way. You know, because it's no longer rumor. It's not gossip or anything. You know, this is something that's really touching us all right now. And so, yeah, this is a strawberry letter. And like, you know, I was, you know, being sarcastic when I did the tease last week. The strawberry letter is, I didn't know, the subject was, I didn't know I was going to be my own letter. You know, and, which is true. Now, oftentimes I joke about it, because some of these letters sound like I was in it, but this one is. And so today, the way I'm gonna do it, Shirley, I'm gonna just let you talk.
Okay.
I think I think it's up to you to be as honest or revealing as you choose to be. You know, we can talk about as much of it as you like, but I think it's an opportunity for you to say what you want to say. And share your feelings on it, and then we'll have an exchange about it.
Okay. All right, Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home. And Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I...
So, see, that's the thing with this strawberry letter is the letter should have been separate from the apology, right? Apologize to Steve about what you said about him in the leaked phone calls, which wasn't anything severely wicked, and then get into the strawberry letter and tell us, because the charges are out there, exactly what your husband is in jail for and being accused of. But we'll continue.
What I said, as much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and you know, I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation. And again, I apologize. I feel terrible. I make no excuses. You know, I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back. Back then, when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife, you know. I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend.
See, this is all really apology to Steve, camouflage as the strawberry letter. I'm sorry, Steve, for what I said about you and Margie. You shouldn't have been brought into my mess. Let me clarify, because the blog's been saying that, you know, he introduced Shirley to this man. She wanted to clear that up. So this is really just to clear Steve's name, but let's continue.
I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me, because I knew once the police and everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that's you, Steve Harvey, it would become, a real big story, because it's your name. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid, and, I felt betrayed, humiliated. It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, how is this my life? Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't, I'd never experienced anything like this. The police came, they took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything. Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends, and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next day was the last time I saw him. He was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day. Well, I'll tell you the rest later, how I got the phone call from jail and all of that. But we'll be back at 23 minutes after the hour with this live Strawberry Letter.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hey, we're back, everybody. And our Strawberry Letter this morning, as you can see, is a very, very real letter. I'm not going to interrupt it at this point. Shirley was going over some of the key points about how she discovered the actions of her husband, the date that she discovered it. She's apologized for the things that were said about myself and Marjorie in the letter. I'm not responding right now. I'm allowing her to tell her story. I think it's important that a person tells their side of it, because like I said earlier, this is no longer hearsay. This is not gossip or rumor. This is real life. So Shirley, you can continue.
All right. So I was telling you how I found out that he was in jail. I got a call from the jail, and I didn't answer it because I'm like, who would be calling me from jail? I looked at my phone like, jail? Where'd this call? It just didn't compute. So I just ignored it. But he got word to me through one of his friends. They texted me that he was at Fulton County Jail. So the next time he called, I picked up, and that was him that I called earlier from jail. And he told me what happened. I thought he would be getting out in a couple of days because that's what he told me. But of course, here we are a year later. Those days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. And like I said, this is just on and on. Every day is just something. And my life has just been a nightmare ever since. And it's still going on, Steve. I mean, I had no idea that those tapes would be released to the world. I knew that they were being recorded, but I didn't know that they were going to go out to the world. I mean, I was just trying to make conversation with him, trying to, just get him to think about something other than where he was. I was telling him about my day, this particular day, and that was the day we were talking about, on the phone when I said those things about you and the things that you heard and the world heard. And cut to today, I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Divorce proceedings are underway. And Steve, at this point, all I could say is, what I have is my faith. If it wasn't for God, I probably would have, lost my mind or something in this instance. People don't see what happens when these mics go off. Who wants their personal stuff, their private conversations to go out to public? No one wants that. I mean, what could I say to you after this, happen. I was devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. I mean, I thought of everything. I could lose my job. How could I face you? Everything. What I'm going through is what I'm going through, and I've been going through it for over a year. I just haven't spoken about it. Then on top of all that, these tapes come out and I'm talking about you and Marjorie, and you guys are going through your own private hell right now. You didn't need me to.
What's Marjorie and Steve private hell? They said they're not cheating on each other. There's no cheating going on and they're good. So what private hell are they going through, Shirley? But we'll continue.
To contribute to anything, and I thought back, because I knew I had to say something. Speak on. You created this term years ago in Los Angeles called reality radio, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is about as real as it gets.
Sure.
And the reason I'm here before you now, I wanted to say it live on the radio, is because your name is in it. We've been friends for a long time, Steve, and these jail calls were made public, and I wanted to give you and Marjorie a public apology and to ask for your forgiveness publicly. I just wanted to have a real moment with you. And, I have to tell you, I've been coming to work every day because, it's my only safe haven right now. It gave me a place where I could still be myself and forget my troubles for a little while, and just, do my job. I want to thank you guys.
So plea to keep her job. But we'll continue.
Guys, I want to thank you, of course, Steve, Tommy, Junior, and of course my girl Carla, for the space and the grace that you guys have shown me. This is a very difficult time in my life, if you can imagine. I love you guys. We're family, and I thank you. And I just want to thank everyone. I'm just trying to live. I'm sorry for what you and your wife are going through right now in your life. And I hate your names were dragged into my drama because
I feel bad for her because she sounds like she's barely holding it together as she's speaking. I feel like, she's ready to cry, but we'll continue.
Because you certainly don't deserve it. That's it.
Well, Shirley, let me say this. First of all, what's happening to me and Marjorie, I'm going to address that. But let me say this, though. The devil is busy. The devil is busy. And the devil don't come for those he got. He sends those that he has. So now, with all this going on around us right now, what I do understand, though, see, this jailhouse conversation you had was last year in October 2022. But the devil know how to pile on at the right time. So this tape that was made in October 2022 gets released right on the heels of all of this to just pile on some more. And I guess you say, it was recorded because, when everybody get that phone call, who ain't had that phone call? Fulton County, we please know yourself phone call. This phone call is being recorded. We come back, we'll address some more of it. This strawberry letter look like it's about to be the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, y'all, we're back. And the strawberry letter has been extended because I think there's a lot that need to be said. Just to give you a brief recap, we opened up the floor for Shirley to tell her story, whatever she wanted to do. We didn't rehearse this. We didn't plan this. Shirley came out and apologized for the things that were said about myself and my wife. But I also realize, and I know the timing of all this is important because this conversation she had with her estranged husband was in October of 2022. The tapes got released right now. So, and then when you can throw my name on anything, because you look at all these stories, my name headlines the stuff. And so Shirley, when it came out, she called right away, apologized and everything. And so I understand that. And Shirley didn't want her mess to become our mess. Let me say this to you, Shirley. We have known about this right after it happened.
Right.
But we can't get in nobody's marriage and just go, girl, what you doing? What you thinking? What you
We
feeling?
didn't want to say nothing.
Right.
They didn't want to say nothing.
We didn't want to talk
because
about it.
we didn't want to talk about it, and we wanted to create for you a space where you could come to work and have some moments, because I know what it's like
And you did.
to get beaten and eaten alive. And so it became, for us, let's just be there for her. And when you want to tell us,
When
you
you're
will
ready.
tell us
Yeah.
when you're ready. Now, good thing you had Monica, Mississippi Monica, who has been with you this whole ride. You did confide in her. So Monica would keep us posted, but until you wanted to invite us in, we were just left over here as a support system. And
Well,
so
can I
we were
say-
just, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but can I just say this? I look at you guys as my family. You know, we all are family. You know, a lot of times there was a time when we saw each other more than we saw our actual families. And, you know, it was just so hard for me I'm a private person, you know, but we all have our stuff. We talk afterwards. We're friends. We're all that. It was just hard for me to bring this particular thing up. I was just so embarrassed, you know, and humiliated. And I just felt like a fool. I felt so stupid. And, you know, I couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to talk about it. I just couldn't find the words. And that's the honest to God's truth. I just couldn't come to you guys. You know, if you had come to me, I would have opened up. But, you know, I understand, but I couldn't. It was too much. It was just too much for me at that time, you know?
Okay. Shirley, we get it. Hang on. This strawberry letter's been extended. This is important, y'all. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We're back on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We've been addressing it all. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on the recap because we got so many things to go over. But if you've been listening, you've been listening. If you haven't, then you just got to get brought up to speed. We're on the iHeart app. You can play it all day long. You can hear this whole interview. Shirley opened up with the apology to me and my wife. And I wanted to make you all aware of the timing of it. You know, my wife and me, we've been getting beat up for the past 2 weeks. But when...
Step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play the classics, plus enjoy
Gravis, a new podcast from iHeartRadio in partnership.
Your needs are taken care of. Make sure.
I've thought about trying medication for my anxiety before.
we used to getting beat up, but I didn't know how Marjorie was feeling about everything that's out there. Because these bottom feeders are just beating my wife up. And even though we've made a conscious effort and we said we're not going to address it, I'm tired of it. And so when this came out, this how the devil worked. I'm going to pile it on. I'm going to go get somebody that worked for me. Because one more time, God don't come, the devil don't come for those he got. He sends the ones he has. So now I'm going to get me a government employee that needs some money, that work at Fulton County. I'm going to get a hold of him. I'm going to release these tapes. I'm going to get him to need a little bit of money. I'm going to give it to this female blogger, and she going to get a little bit of money. And now I'm going to soak them. But the timing of it was ugly because of everything else that's going on right now. And it made it look like Shirley was piling on.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't her intent, but it happened. Like I say, I understand. The part I'm coming with now is because it's been so ugly for my wife, man. And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife. And I've stood there trying not to say nothing, but I'm not a blog. Me, Shirley, Carla, Tommy, Mississippi Jr.
Child, he coming at the bloggers next, okay? remember, I'm not excluding myself out of a blogger category, right? He's coming at our necks, bottom feeders, honey. Listen to him. He getting it in.
We ain't a blog. We're a real media platform. And I don't know if you all know what it's like to wake up every morning that we get up, and our job and mission is to brighten your day. And it don't matter how dark our day is. We got the job to be the morning show. And we got to put on the show. And Tommy come in here with Junior coming here off a crisis with sickle cell. Tommy coming here with bad news. Tommy get hit with cancer. Shirley going through her life right here. Carla got a whole family over here. Everybody got crosses to bear. But we got to come in here anyway, and we got to be the morning show. In spite of what's happening in our life, when it ain't funny or fun or inspirational or motivational or informative at all, we just in here trying to make it. So I get it. So what I'm about to do now is clear up a few things. And you know, the comment that came out, it was untimely. You know, but that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why that's why a whole lot of stuff we don't do. But when I come back, we'll be back. And my fat wheezing ass will straighten all this out.
Stop. I said I was sorry.
But I just want to be clear about
concerned.
that. I just wanted my fat wheezing ass going up these steps. I'm gonna be back. I'm not gonna let
You were winded though.
Well, you sorry all you want. Hell, that's what I heard.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, y'all, we back. And this morning we've been dealing with everything. So I hope you've been up because I'm not going to recap because it takes too much time. My wife and I talked about this, and I prayed about this, and Marjorie told me, Steve, drop it, let it go. But I see my wife's face, and I see the pain she's been in. And she ain't just been in this pain for 2 weeks. She's been in this pain for 17 years with me. And so now what I want to do right now, I want to tell you something about my wife. Because we sitting up in here and we dealing with stuff and that y'all just printing lies and rumors, and the viciousness of it is what I'm finna talk about. Now, let me tell you something. Normally, we don't care nothing about your blogs and all this here. But I'm really tired of y'all, man. And you know the sad thing behind all of this? The majority of these blogs, they black people. The very people that we try to uphold and uplift the most. What all of our foundation is about saving and changing the lives of young black people. And then it's the black bloggers that's the nastiest when it comes to all of us. And that's the part I want to get at, and then I'm gonna let it go because after today.
You know, let me just throw this out there, and we're gonna finish this in this. Steve, he wants to emphasize it's the black bloggers, right? We're the nastiest to each other. You know, here's the thing. Do I agree that you know, his wife does get a lot of hits, and it's been 17 years. So I guess in some sense you could say whatever it was, however they did get together, it's 17 years later. Let it go, like, right? Because it is what it is at that point. But to kind of bash, you know, bloggers and say, oh, we're bottom figures, we're hurting black people, they uplift black people. Just because your level of the business is at a different level doesn't mean that you're not doing the business. So, you know, on Steve Harvey, they do bring up trending topics and they give their opinion on trending topics. And yeah, you're a radio show. And yeah, you do uplifting and you pray. But you can pray. But if you're still being messy in between the prayer, what's the difference between you and a blogger? That you prayed before you did the messiness? Okay. All right. So that's that, right? You want to say you're uplifting black people. And I'm saying this respectfully, right? I'm saying this respectfully right now. A nephew Tommy has that whole you know, single show over there. And it's messy. It's a whole hot mess. So, but because your level of mess is, I guess, seems like it's classy or higher, it's acceptable. Who are you really getting together over there? in that single show. The name of it is slipping my mind right now, but I don't even know if any couple from that show ever got married. It's messy. So because you're messy, you get paid more for it, or it's a higher level of mess. You're good and we're bad. Well, let's continue.
That's the part I want to get at, and then I'm gonna let it go, because after today ain't no more. After today, there will be no more. So when we come back, we'll be more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm so sick of this strawberry letter. We'll be right.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we're back. Here's the deal. I'm going to do a list of facts. My wife asked me not to do it because she said, Steve, all them haters going to do is flip anything you say and reverse it. Well, you're doing it anyway. And you're out there just lying about my girl. And you're tearing away at her character. And I don't like what you're doing to her. I don't like the timing of this jailhouse.
Actually, I will say this too. I do like the way he's sticking up for Marjorie, right? It's your wife. Stand by your man. Stand by your woman. That I do really like. Regardless of what we want to say she did or didn't do, the fact that he's sticking up for his wife, he knows that she's in pain. And the fact that she said, listen, just let it go. And he's like, no, I'm going to come stick up for you. I respect that. But let's continue.
House release, because it just seemed like it added more and it came from the inside. I'm tired, but she got to be tired. The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing, she's loyal, she's faithful, and she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody says. And y'all quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that. My marriage, I got divorced in 2005. My marriage was over when the Kings of Comedy was out. Y'all ain't know that though, did you? It was over then. It took us this long to get to the divorce. That's when the official paperwork came out. But in 2005, let me hip you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had May 10th. Steve Harvey had no money. Got with Marjorie again New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006. We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007. I sold it too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had 4 stations in 2005. 4. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no name. And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl, because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about. But don't worry about it, because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not going to split us up, and we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is, and she the best chick I know. Now, I'm defending her, and you can feel how you want to feel about that. That's the God in me. But now let me give you one piece of Steve Harvey. If I see your ass.
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we're back. This is the end of the show. It's been a morning.
I'm proud of you, Shirley. I really am.
Yeah, Shirley, I'm proud
of you.
We love
it. Takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to do what you did, to be transparent like this, Shirley. You tell your story. Don't let other people tell your story. In our journey in life, we all make mistakes. Shirley, we all make mistakes. And you have to keep asking God to guide your steps.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
Can I say this?
Yeah, man.
We family and we got family members. There's not a moment that I ain't got on Steve nerves and he ain't said, and he in a private conversation with somebody else, you know what, Tommy got on my damn nerve today. It's not like we haven't said things that we just say, you know what, the Junior got on my damn nerve. I'm sick of Junior ass. I said that to somebody.
I've said the same thing, Tom.
You know what
I
I'm
said
saying?
it this morning before I came to work, actually.
Tommy getting on your nerves. You said it before you opened the mic.
All these damn pictures he's sending, Lord.
Ooh.
Another
You know,
fish.
man, Carla's right. Tommy's right. Nobody wants their private thoughts brought.
Come on, man.
Nobody. Do you know what would happen if any of us had our private thoughts and private conversation aired? Lord,
Yeah, I do.
We wouldn't have no damn. We wouldn't have a morning show. Y'all show wouldn't have a job out there. I just think that everybody. We don't live in a world that's forgiving anymore.
Not at all.
We don't live in a kind world anymore. We live in a fallen world. But we do have a lot of huge fans on this show. And we do understand that there's a lot of people who love us. The problem, and I've said it 100 times, is hate is louder than love. But love is stronger. And we all gonna have to learn that lesson. And as much as I want to get out there and change things, and as much as I wish people would stand up and back me more, that ain't the world we live in. We live in a social media climate, and everybody's idea is to tear somebody down to get clicks. And we just not going to sit here and let you click this sister's life away. And I'm not going to sit here no longer and let you destroy my wife's image and character. It's hard. And we need each other to support each other to show love. Now, look, man, do I expect this to change anything? Probably not. But you know what? At least it feel good to say your piece. Sometimes, man, you just want to be able to say your side of it. Tell your damn story, your truth. Now, are they going to twist it? Yes.
Yes.
Are they going to try to flip it and use it against you? Yes. But I got news for you. Isaiah 54:17 is real. It's the word of God. And I don't care what you do, what God got for me, what God got for you, what God got for Shirley. There ain't nothing you can do about it. What God got for Carla, what God got for Junior, for Tommy, for Monica. There's nothing you can do about it. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You know what's really crazy, man? Do you know really how YouTube and all this stuff works? Do you know how many tens of thousands of clicks you have to get to make 3 to 5 cents? Do you know how many millions of views you got to have to make thousands of dollars? But hear what happened. When y'all jump on that danger tear 'em down trail and you post your video, what y'all do to each other is y'all cannibalize each other. So if y'all would just leave that one video, everybody would have to go there to see it. And that person could profit. But now y'all take it like y'all did your music and you spread it on your site. Now a person can go anywhere and get it. Now guess what? Now ain't nobody getting 1 million views, so don't nobody profit. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I just wish, man, that we as a people would get out the hate business, because the hate business don't pay. I don't know if y'all been watching real close, but if you look at anybody out there that's been in the hate business, that don't look real good right now. I don't know if you noticed that. Listen, y'all, there's a motivational speaker named George White, and this dude, he released something that has kept me, and I play it to myself every day. I'm gonna play this. This is George White, a motivational speaker.
God chose you, so you're gonna have to fight more. You're gonna have to do more. You're gonna have to overcome more, but you're gonna receive more. You're gonna receive more. You who your bloodline been waiting for. And God chose you because he know he can trust you. He know he can trust you. He know you will keep faith when things go bad. He know that you won't retaliate when people do evil against you. He know that you won't be conformed to this world, but you'll be transformed by the renewing of your mind. By the renewing of your mind, because you chose it. Big dog.
That's the God I serve. That's the God we serve. Shirley, you're our girl. You're our family. All is forgiven. We come into work. Tommy.
One more thing real important, Shirley.
Yes.
At least you don't have to cook no more. You know?
That's
You know
what
what I'm saying?
everything she said. That's what
You know
you
what I'm saying, Shirley? I mean, you ain't got to cook no more, Shirley. Shirley.
Look at the bright side. There's a silver lining.
Put the pots and pans up, Shirley.
Well, I just want to say, thank you guys for letting me finally get that out. I've been holding it in for quite some time.
Yes.
Thank you guys. That's all I can say. And Steve, to you, thank you, of course, for not firing me.
This ain't worth losing no job over. I had way worse stuff happen to me, but it did. I just found out my fat wheezing ass had to
do some cardio. That's all.
I'm already got this. Hey, you forgot. That's an old ass tape. You ain't seen me. I'm so fly right now. All right, y'all. Hey, man, y'all keep talking to God. We love you.
I like that he defended his wife. He went hard on the bloggers, but I want to say this. He went hard on the bloggers, but see, Marjorie Harvey's ex be dragging her for filth in these streets. So my thing is, you worried about the bottom feeder bloggers, but why don't you also address Marjorie's own ex, who, whatever it is, wrote a book and promised that he's going to write another book, okay, telling his whole truth, whatever his truth is about Marjorie. So if you're going to, talk to the people, Steve, talk to everybody, okay? Anyway, guys, you know what? Y'all know the routine. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Let me know how you felt about the, the Steve Harvey Strawberry letter. I'm saying Steve Harvey Strawberry letter, but the, Shirley Strawberry, her letter, which I felt was an apology more than it was a letter. And, Steve Harvey addressing the bloggers. Listen, I know the bloggers are coming hard at him, but you know what? Everybody has their day. And if you're going to ignore it. But again, I will say that I do appreciate he took up for his wife. I would want my husband to do the same. Now, let me just close out with this video. I did do a video on it, but as a reminder.
This is my issue with mine. We're not going to talk about Steve Harvey because he's insignificant and irrelevant. But about Marjorie, she's talking about this girl's foundation that she has, looking after little girls, girl, whatever she's doing with that foundation. But how can you be talking about some little girls when you disrespect our granddaughter, my little 2-year-old and a little 8-year-old, Elle and Marley? You treat them persona non grata while you're giving all this other attention to my son and his kids. You see what I'm saying? And so my thing is, I cannot tolerate that because it is terribly wrong. My little 8-year-old baby Elle crying out, and you just totally ignoring her, and you done broke up the relationship between the cousins. You see what I'm saying? They grew up together, but now listen. What you did a couple of months ago was unacceptable, and you need to be called out for your action. And so what you have done, you have awakened a sleeping dog. And you know the old cliche says, let sleeping dogs lay. So I got a problem with that. And I'm going to address that in my book and everything else. And that's just it. And people can say I'm being vindictive or whatever, but I'm telling you.
So you got Marjorie's ex out in these streets talking greasy about her, and you want to get greasy in your video, Steve, and only address the black bloggers. Anyway, guys, we may add this story to trending topics. I'm not sure yet. I have to think about it, but let me know your thoughts. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, people, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.